we're going to lunch with my good friend DJ Mondo. We got the L tracks up there. They go around the city. Eric is a huge comic book nerd, but I say that in a good way because he knows everything about everything. Okay, so we're getting to the entrance, and one thing I like to always do is just give him a hard time. I always knock into his chair from behind, and it always upsets him. So we have a good time. This is the State of Illinois building. So he's going to be at the bottom, so we have to sneak around to the food court so we can get him.
You want to know how I got these scars? Slacker.
Having a little Middle Eastern food here.
Well,
I don't have my gear on. I can't.
that's fine. You're responsible for the Joker channel. Well, Heath really is, but I tell everybody that, you know, we would goof around with the voices, and then a few years later we would keep doing it, and you're like, hey, that sounds pretty good. And I listen back to it, I'm like, no, whatever.
Keep doing it.
Keep doing it. And then I'm like, no, that's stupid. No one will care. And then I just figured one day, years later, like, maybe I'll post it. And I knew I was going to get destroyed by cosplayers, you know.
Oh, of course.
Now they like it. They really like it, so I appreciate it.
Cool.
So, Eric,
So how do you feel? Let me ask you something. How do you feel about...
should I turn this around or no?
No, don't turn it around. No, it should always be on me.
Oh, that's right, all right.
So, how do you feel about Joaquin Phoenix playing the new Joker?
You know what? I've been asked that a lot. Like, I'm an authority. Okay, so I like the clown. Oh, and then you have to say it.
Mm-hmm.
I like that he's a clown. I like that they're doing the character of a clown more Joker-esque. Mm-hmm. It's still not the Joker though, because it's not the comic book Joker. It's not Cesar Romero Joker. It's not Jack Nicholson Joker.
Well, no, but I'm saying no Joker's like the previous Joker.
No, true, but all Superman are the same. Red cape, red boots, blue suit, S on the chest, right? Pretty much the same, yes.
Yeah.
They're changing the Joker too much. They should keep him white face. Like, look at Cesar Romero, 1960s Batman. Look at that look. Now look at Nicholson. Pretty much the same. Now look at Heath. Pretty much kind of the same. And then, of course, you got Jared Leto, who looks like white trash, Home Alone
which I liked
loser.
I liked his Joker.
Oh, God.
I loved it. That was great.
A Joker doesn't look like
that was an interesting take on it.
But a Joker doesn't not supposed to look like white trash gangbanger.
Well, he was more of a gangster. See? More of a gangster than an anarchist.
But he didn't look like anything in the comic books, though.
I think we need to, at times, deviate from the comics.
I don't.
I think we do.
Well, like we said before, what if they come out with another Superman movie and they're like, you know what? He doesn't fly this time. We're going to deviate from the comics. He's not flying this time.
You know what? No capes.
And no cape. And this time it's a 72-year-old grandma. What if it's a 72-year-old grandma?
Kryptonian grandma?
Yeah. It's like, well, you know, got to make some changes. But it's not Superman. What are you sexist because it's a woman? No, it's a 72-year-old grandma with no cape who doesn't fly.
Yeah.
So where do you draw the line?
I say we don't. We don't draw the line. We go nuts. But and also the thing is, I've actually seen some.
But then that's not the character.
With regard to Joaquin Phoenix, I've seen some interesting stuff.
I really like that it's a clown.
Yeah.
I like that he's a clown.
Yeah.
And like, you know what? We'll just have to see. I'm an open mind. When I first saw the photos of Jared Leto, I knew that was a mistake and it's going to fail miserably. And I was right. Everyone was right. But I see Mr. Phoenix's, and I like it. But again, we'll have to wait because remember,
I can't see with Jared Leto. I can't see the Joker as the head of of a crime empire trying to hold on to his power and stuff like that. He's more. I like the anarchist that Heath Ledger was. You know, was basically. It's like, how many people can we fool to supporting us right now, so that we can get the materials that we need to cause the next disaster.
He's surrounded by henchmen.
I'm not trying to keep this money. That's why I burned it. I'm not burning. You know, he's an anarchist.
He keeps henchmen. He keeps himself in. He uses others to get ahead. Yeah.
He's not hanging out in clubs and trying to shake people down and stuff like that.
He looked like Macaulay Culkin on crack. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, he looked like Macaulay Culkin. That was redundant. So I like it. Okay, so you told me before I saw pictures of Heath when the movie was coming out that people were making fun of it, saying, "Oh, he looks like a bum." Remember that?
Right.
His Joker looks like a bum, like a street bum. Well, not so much, but yeah, they were so wrong. So we'll have to wait to see what his performance is like. I think he'll do a good job. He's a good actor.
I think I saw some footage that they're filming, like it was on a subway or something like that. It was something on Instagram. It was a short footage of like a subway, and so I'm wondering what that's all about.
I saw a picture of him this morning in a phone booth in an alley with trash bags all around.
Okay.
And he had like a bank heist mask on, and he's wearing like a jumpsuit.
Okay.
It looked pretty neat. So I like the origins idea. I think they can get away with the film more because it's an origins.
Right.
If they tried to just pick up where they left off with like Batman versus Joker, I personally think that would be a mistake.
So is it set in the 80s? I thought that's what I heard.
I don't know. But I'm really glad that it's not a reboot like Joker and Batman, because that's been done.
Yeah. Because
they're doing the origins, I think they've got a better chance. You know, they really do. So now you're the expert on comics. So is there like some canon somewhere, anywhere? I want to say no. That is actually what really happened with the Joker origins, or does nobody really know? What did they say in the comics?
I thought there was one story. Was it? I don't know if it was Killing Joke or something like that.
Yeah.
One called Killing Joke, where he's a vaudeville performer. That and this one kind of sticks a little bit closer to the Jack Nicholson one, but he was a vaudeville performer, failing vaudeville performer who had a wife or a pregnant wife or something like that. He needs quick money. He decides to go on a warehouse heist with some guys. Okay. He's wearing a mask at the time, but Batman shows up, knocks him into a vat of chemicals, and captures all the guys. I don't know if he gets away or I guess he gets away anyway, loses his wife or something like that, but he becomes kind of unhinged after that.
Okay.
But the vat of chemicals is responsible for the white skin and the green hair.
All right, so they did cover that in Tim Burton. In 88 or 89.
So it's
88.
So that's what happened.
So what happened to his wife?
I don't know if she died or if she was pregnant, died in childbirth or something like that. I don't know.
But what set him off to be kind of crazy?
It was the loss of everything.
That's what I thought, but that's why I asked about his wife.
It's kind of what set him up. But if I remember the story correctly, but I don't know if that was in the graphic novel, The Killing Joke. But it was one of those that came out around that time where they kind of told that story.
So they pulled that obviously into Tim Burton's film, Batman. Okay, so I wonder if they're going to have. Do you think they're going to have that in this new film?
I don't know.
It's the origins. If they're going to follow the comics, I hope they do.
If they are, but the thing is, but then it's like, okay, well, what backstory are they going to use? Is he a vaudeville comedian, or is he a gangster like Jack Nicholson?
I think they should follow the comics. I would want to do a hardcore. This is for the fans. This is from the comics. He's a vaudeville. That would be awesome. It only makes sense. He's just a vaudeville performer. He's trying to make ends meet, making little money, and it's like, hey, let's go on this heist. I don't know, I got a wife and a kid. No, I don't think so. Come on, man.
Yeah.
We're not making much money here. And then it's fine. That would be cool.
So I'll probably combine those two, and maybe it'll be some amalgamation of the stories. And in film you've only got so much time to tell the origin, and like, with regard to like origin stories and stuff, I think a lot of fans sometimes kind of get upset when they retell an origin over and over again. Like, how many times do we have to see Batman's origin or something like that?
Right.
But But again, for people who are coming to a new medium, who haven't read the comic books and are coming to a new medium, you might have to give them some kind of backstory.
And that's why I hope to follow the comics, because if they don't follow the comics and someone does pick up the Killing Joke, let's say it's in there as an example, then they read it and it's like, oh, he was a gangster, but the movie said vaudeville, so what's going on?
Right.
I wish
exactly.
they would
That's what's confusing about it. It's like, and he wasn't even the head gangster either. He was a subordinate to some other guy, and eventually he took over. So I don't know. It's just
to me that's like To me that's like Spider-Man becoming Spider-Man by not getting bit by a spider. He just kind of
some
other weird way,
right? Or like the Superman movie that starring Nicolas Cage that had all of the different stuff in it. Like I don't know if you ever see this. There's a documentary about that Superman film that almost starred Nicolas Cage.
Well, let me just say I like Nicolas Cage a lot, but I'm so glad he wasn't Superman.
But they had all of these. But the producer had all these crazy ideas for it, like he was going to fight polar bears and and like a giant spider and if you hear what's his name, Kevin Smith, tell the story of because he was going to write part of the screenplay for it, but when you hear him talking about how the producer wanted to have this giant spider in this film, and then but later on he goes on to produce the movie Wild Wild West, which of course had a giant mechanical spider.
Interesting.
So it's crazy, but the backstory behind that Superman film is hilarious. There's a documentary out about it. I forget what it's called, but look it up. It's hilarious.
Well, I'm sure I will not be looking it up. So what do you think about the new Joker film?
I don't know. I don't really know much about it. I've heard rumors.
I mean, from what you've seen.
From what I've seen, it's going to be set in. I heard it was going to be set in the 80s. I don't know if that's true or not. I heard also that, but from the set production was good, and that little clip that's supposed to be them on a subway, on a Gotham subway station, but apparently there's I don't know if there's some sort of terrorist attack or something like that where he comes off of the subway, but there's a bunch of other guys on there with clown masks and stuff like that. Are they his henchmen, or I don't know what the hell's going on.
I wonder if that's going to be like the opening scene, because they always have to have a really good opening scene in most films, like they do with The Dark Knight,
like a heist or something like that,
a grand entrance, and then I'm sure there's going to be like a 15-minute lag/storytelling of him not around, which is cool. That's what they did for The Dark Knight.
You got to establish the character somehow.
You always want to start out with a big bang. So, I like it. I think no matter what he dresses up as, people are going to pick it apart a little bit. But I'm not picking it apart. When I first saw it, I thought, okay, that makes sense. It's a clown. So hopefully vaudeville. That would be really cool and it would match perfectly.
Yeah.
I'll see the film. I did not see Bane. I didn't see the trilogy of Batman. It just stopped for me with Ledger. And I heard it wasn't too good anyway. But I'll probably see this film.
Yeah.
But I definitely will not see Suicide Squad. I haven't. I never will.
Suicide Squad.
So that's it. All right, man. I'm going to put a link to your channel down below so everyone check them out.
Rock on.
Thanks for subscribing.
DJMondosRave.com. Just a bit of news before we go. Dracula's in the House is dropping Monday. So it's October. So be sure to check out DJMondosRave.com. Going to be dropping a new tune, and I'm also going to be challenging people to write their own versions of Dracula in the House. Look me up on Instagram too, DJ Mondo's Rave, and drop by and say hi.
All right, thanks for subscribing, like the video, or dislike it. I don't really care. And thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. I'll see you on the live streams, and I'll talk to you soon. Why so serious?
Thanks for watching. Visit us at www.thejokerbox.com. Don't forget to tell them Harley sent ya.